Hi, my name is Heather Spatalnik, and I'm a program manager on the machine learning platform team at Microsoft. Today, I am going to walk you through how to get started with your newly created workspace. I will walk you through how to use Azure Notebooks to submit your first experiment, and then how to view the experiment itself in Azure. If you haven't already created a workspace, please follow the previous guides on how to do so. In the Azure portal, I can search for Machine Learning Workspace. This will pull up my list of workspaces. If I click into my workspace, I can see all of the properties of my resources under the Overview page. This includes the resource group, subscription ID, storage accounts, registries, key vaults, etc. The Overview page also prompts you to explore your workspace, view documentation, open an Azure Notebook, and open the Azure AI Gallery. To view what is in my workspace itself, I can click on the Explore Your Machine Learning Workspace button. Later on, if you want to get more in depth, you could use the application section under the extension to get directly to the page you want to go to. If you are more interested in running experiments, click the Experiments tab. Creating and attaching compute, click the Compute tab. If you want to create images and deployments from different models, you can also go directly to those tabs as well. Once you have done some work in your new workspace, you'll see a list of all the activities under the Activities tab. If I click Explore My Workspace, I can see a Getting Started page opens up in full screen. This will detail what we can do with the workspace. For instance, I can run and monitor experiments, register models, build images, and deploy models. When I click on the Open in Azure Notebooks button, Azure Notebooks is opened in a new tab and I am prompted to clone the library. You might have to log into Azure Notebooks using your Microsoft account to be able to clone this library. This library has quick start versions to introduce users to the Azure Machine Learning service. The list of examples in the library will expand over time. With Azure Notebooks, the SDK is already installed, and with the clones library, there's already a config file with a subscription ID, resource group, and workspace name. Now I can open the O1 Run Experiment Notebook. This example looks at running an experiment to approximate the value of pi. The first thing I need to do is import the Azure ML SDK, as well as other packages that are needed for the experiment. If you're new to Jupyter Notebooks, you can click on a cell and then hit the Run button to submit the code. Next, we need to load your workspace. When you run workspace from config, we pull the information from the config.json file that we mentioned earlier. This has your workspace information. You will be prompted to log in to your Azure subscription using a device code. Once you are connected to your workspace in Azure, we can begin experimenting. The next line creates the experiment. It takes in the workspace and a name for the experiment. To submit this line with the keyboard, we can press Ctrl-Enter. This experiment itself is using Monte Carlo simulation to estimate pi as a simple example. We add logging to track the pi estimates and errors. We also upload the model file. When this is done running, you can print out the run details and navigate to the Azure portal to view the run itself. Another way that we can get to our experiment is to go back to the original Getting Started page. Now that we've completed our run, we can click the View Experiments button and it'll show the list of experiments that we have. Right now, we have my first experiment. Clicking on the experiment will bring you to a report view. This view is editable, so you can change the tables, add charts, filters, etc. If we click on Run 1, we can go into the view that we would have gone to from the Azure Notebook. This is our Run Details page. This has the information about all of the things that we logged. For instance, in this case, we logged pi estimate and error. Under the Outputs tab, we can also see the text file that we saved earlier. Thank you for taking the time to clone an Azure Notebook and get started with the Azure Machine Learning SDK. You're able to get up and running with an experiment in just a few minutes. If you still need to create a workspace to get started, please use the Quick Start instructions to learn about how. Thank you.